Hey guys, and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I'll be giving you my power rankings for round 21. Now I know some of you guys might disagree with these power rankings, and that's fine. Let me know why in the comments, but I'm super excited to jump in and get this started. So obviously the bottom three, I've got the Tigers. I've got the Bulldogs moving down one though, because the Dragons, they won last week and I think they deserve a little bit of a jump. So Dragons, Bulldogs and Tigers still that bottom three though. Next up, I'm putting the Titans into 14th. Titans have been very disappointing in my opinion, and look, I can't rank them any higher than this. I think there's a lot they need to work on before they start to see themselves climb back up. Next up, I'm going the Dolphins. Look, I know they had the bye last week, so you can't really say too much about that, but I think the teams that were below them definitely deserve a slight promotion this week. They all played pretty well on the weekend. The first team being the Sydney Roosters, so I had them at 14th last week. They've jumped up to 12th. Do I think they're going to make finals? I doubt it, but definitely think they deserve a little bit of a climb. Next up, I'm going Manly. Manly to me have been pretty disappointing this year, especially, I thought they might do a little bit better with no Turbo. Still, I thought, maybe they're working on things to improve themselves for a life without Turbo because he's injured that much. Look, I think 11th is a fine ranking for them if I'm being completely honest. Right, next up, I have gone with the Sharks. Absolutely disappointing last week. Yeah, look, to their credit, they came back, but I thought Manly were always the better side in that game. And Sharks have been disappointing. So they're sitting at 10th for me. In 9th spot, I'm going my Rabbitohs. Going the Rabbitohs in 9th. Now, I'm very confident that we will be a finals team this year. We have a good run through to the finals. We got Latrell Mitchell back. Well, things should start looking up, but I can't rank them in my top 8 at the moment. I've got to put them in 9th. All right, next up, I'm going the Knights. I think. Yeah, I'm going the Knights. I'm going to put the Knights there. Look, if you said that they should be higher, I probably wouldn't disagree with you, but I'm going to play it safe. Knights in 8th, I think that's fair. They're playing some great footy at the moment, and I think they deserve to be sitting around there. Next up, I'm going Parramatta. Again, another team that's, sort of around that 8th spot. I do think that they will be one of the teams that miss out on finals this year. So at the moment, I think 7th is a good ranking, but do not be surprised if they fall lower. Next up, going the Raiders. Look, for the first 60 minutes, the Raiders looked like a bottom 9 team against the Warriors. They were atrocious. The last 20 minutes, they looked outstanding. Look, if they can put that sort of performance together week in, week out from that last 20 minutes, then they are going to be a force to fight against. They're going to be tough. But for now, I've got to keep them around 6th. I think that's a fair ranking. I know some of you guys may disagree, but I think 6th is fine. Next up, I am going to go Melbourne. Look, lost to the Knights last week. Is it panic stations? Not really. I do think there's a chance they may miss the top 4, but I think they'll find their feet again. I really do. I can't put them in my top 4 at the moment, but I do think they'll be thereabouts. In 4th, I'm going the Warriors. I'm going the Warriors in 4th. The Warriors have been outstanding so far this year. Look, they had that bit of a hiccup against the Rabbitohs, but after that, they've just been on a roll. They probably would have been ranked a little bit higher if they ran away with that game and didn't just win it by 1 point. But still, I think ranking them in the top 4 is absolutely fair. So, I think 4th spot is good for them. Next up, I'm going the Cowboys. I had them at number 1 last week. Now, I thought they were good without being great. I think Scott Drinkwater and Tommy Dearden are probably a big part in why they're so successful at the moment. I know Valentine Holmes is there as well. Semi Valame has actually been playing really good too. So there's a lot of factors there. But I thought they finished that game pretty poorly. I thought there was a few defensive issues there for the Cowboys. Look, they'll be fine. And I do think that, I think a lot of people are still saying I'm an idiot for ranking them in the top 3. But look, I think that they are a real threat this year. And I think if you disagree with that, I don't think you're watching the Cowboys enough, to be honest. So third spot for me seems pretty fair this week. I had them at number 1 last week, so they have fallen a bit, but it's because I think the next 2 teams are the benchmark of the competition. So next up, the Broncos. They got a good win over the Dogs. I wasn't convinced by it. They then come out and complete at a worse level than the Rabbitohs. Still get the win, and I thought, for the most part, they were the best team on the day. They really were. That 20-minute period in the second half where the Rabbitohs just got absolutely blown out, that was where I'm like, geez, this is the team that can take it to the Panthers. This is definitely the team. I don't think we'll see the same thing as last year. The Broncos are the real deal, guys. I fully believe that. So then number 1, the Panthers. Look, I wasn't overly impressed with their win over the Dogs. Yes, it was good. Yes, it was a strong win. But I would have thought maybe 50 to 60 points. So whether that's credit to the Dogs, I don't know. But I thought the Panthers would have put them to bed. But I still think the Panthers have moved back up to that team to beat, even through Origin period. They just got that next man up mentality. I think they are still the team to beat. I really do. So that is my power rankings for round 21, guys. Let me know what changes you'd make down below in the comments. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.